NFL game in Ireland. You know what that means. That accent's coming.
Yeah, just waiting for it.
It's the Vikings and the Steelers, and both teams seeking a 3-1 start, with Minnesota starting quarterback Carson Wentz for the second straight week against 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Keep going, L.O. Duncan.
For more on the Steelers, here's our reporter, Brooke Pryor. I am so sorry to our Irish watchers.
Now, Elle, believe it or not, the manor that's behind me, behind that is a practice pitch, a practice field, and that's where I saw the Steelers take the field earlier this morning, and I had to do a little bit of a double take when I saw the backs of their jerseys, because the last names are not the ones that we are used to seeing. Instead, it was the Gaelic translation. The Steelers worked with the Gaelic Athletic Association to translate the Steelers' last names into their Irish counterparts, and that's just part of the full Irish experience.
It was a surprise. I mean, I hope it comes with pronunciation, so I know I get it right. But it was a surprise. I'm excited to hopefully learn more about it. I think it's awesome that we're embracing the culture, even on the back of our jerseys.
If the schedule had been a little different, if I could have chosen it, maybe we get over on Monday. Tuesday's a day off, good to get out, see some things. It's a beautiful country, it seems like, from pictures, and I'm a historian, so I know kind of the history geopolitically in the area. I'm a huge fan of Guinness. I don't really drink beer, but if I do, I drink Guinness. That's not a line that I'm telling you guys because I'm in Ireland. That's the truth. I've heard it tastes different off the tap in Ireland and the States.
Now, the other thing that I noticed on the practice field today was Deshaun Elliott, the safety who injured his knee in week 1. He hasn't played since then, but he was a full participant in practice today after being limited earlier this week, and he's off the injury report, which means he should be good to go on Sunday. But the Steelers do have a couple concerning things on that report. Questionable are 3 guys: Jaylen Warren with a knee injury, Jonnu Smith with a hip injury, and Joey Porter Jr. still dealing with that hamstring. In Dublin, Brooke Pryor, or should I say Brooke O. Pryor, ESPN.
Here to complete her triple dip, Mina Kimes is back, although this is less of a dip and more of a dive, a deep dive, an in-depth look at a few of the biggest games in week 4. I'm trying here, Mina. Let's start with the Vikings and the Steelers. What are you looking for in that one?
Yeah, I want to see if Aaron Rodgers' quick game passing attack works against Minnesota, in part because it's really all Pittsburgh does well when Rodgers has to throw the ball in more than 2.5 seconds. He is 28th in QBR. His numbers drop off precipitously. The problem for him is the Vikings are first in EAP per play, the Vikings defense that is, against quick game. They're just so good at rallying to the football, tackling, hiding their intentions with simulated pressures and confusing quarterbacks and making them throw into crowded windows. So I'm not optimistic for this Pittsburgh Steelers passing attack, but I do think it's going to have to be quick if they're going to have any success against.
Question. Across from Rodgers is Mr. Carson Wentz, who played well against the Cincinnati Bengals in week 3. Which quarterback would you rather have in this matchup?
Carson Wentz.
Hot dog.
Oh, my God.
Some of it is,
my Lord.
a lot of it is competition. Just saying that. That's a big part of it. But Aaron Rodgers hasn't played well. I feel kind of crazy hearing folks say that the Steelers' passing offense looks fine. It's not fine. It's quite bad, in fact. It's all quick game. Am I wrong? It literally
is. Did you expect? I guess. Did you expect it to look better?
Yeah.
Really?
When he's pressured, he's 28th in QBR.
Yeah.
When he has to hold on the football for more than 2.5 seconds, he's also 28th. He has an average depth of target of 5 yards. That is dead last in the NFL. It's fine. They should have lost, by the way, to the Patriots, who fumbled that game away. This offense isn't good enough.
Right.
What are you seeing? What are people seeing in this offense? They can't run the ball. Rodgers doesn't push the ball downfield very often. He doesn't. If he has to hold on the ball for more than 2.5 seconds, it's dead.
I kind of think we all expected that, though. Like the Steelers' offense is operating how I expected it. Like
you're not disappointed watching the Steelers. You think this passing attack is fine?
I think that's what it is. Fine. I think it's fine. Fine. Like this offense is exactly what I thought it would be. Rodgers will get the ball out quick. They'll be fine in that. They can't protect. They can't run it. They can't throw it downfield. I'm way more disappointed than everything else.
That is an extremely low bar that you just laid out. They can't push the ball downfield. They can't run. That's of course that's
with all due respect. Although I get what you're saying about Rodgers, and I certainly am not enamored with what I'm seeing from my Steelers right now, we're talking about Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Okay? This is his 6th game in 3 years. So what he went on the field against his dad. We came into the season wondering whether or not players on the defensive side of the ball for the Cincinnati Bengals should hide their names, shouldn't put their names on the back of their jerseys because they didn't want to be associated with their defense. That's how horrid the Bengals defense was perceived as being coming into this season. Now, I know they've been a little better than horrid since we've seen them over the first 3 games or so, but here's the bottom line. You're going up against the Bengals. You passed for 173 yards, a couple of touchdowns. I mean, you want a cookie? It's Carson Wentz that we're talking about here. We're going to really sit here with a straight face and say, we'd rather have Carson Wentz than Aaron Rodgers?
The Steelers defense?
Stephen A. This is a tough 38 minutes for you, okay?
Why?
One,
how is it?
It's not even a conversation who you'd rather have this weekend.
Oh.
Because who you're with is the leading angle. One, against the Vikings defense.
I understand that part, but I'm just talking about the players. We get that Brian Flores and that defense is something real.
Well, that's the question.
But but I'm just talking about in terms of their abilities. Carson Wentz compared to Aaron Rodgers, what is there to write home about Carson Wentz about? That's all I'm saying.
Because I'm not playing tennis one-on-one with them. The question is, what quarterback do I want this weekend?
But then I could easily say, hey, okay, I'm going to take Carson Wentz because he's got to go against the Steelers defense, whereas Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
against the Vikings.
Quite literally.
That's what's going to happen.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, but that's
exactly what they're doing.
I was speaking about, excuse me, I'm supposed to be enamored and awestruck over Carson Wentz?
No.
That's all I'm saying. That's where I was coming
Honestly,
from.
though, isn't to me the question, Dan, goes back to the question last week. Do you want Carson Wentz or J.J. McCarthy?
That's
the question.
That's the more debatable
Nobody,
question.
And by the way, J.J. McCarthy wasn't much to write home about other than the fourth quarter against Chicago. Let's not be fools here.
Right, and I know you watch the game the way I do. I know you watch the game the way I do. We could watch that tape. Like, that wasn't all about Carson Wentz.
No.
Brian Flores was amazing.
Ridiculous.
Isaiah Rodgers made a ton of plays. Jordan Mason ran the football, and you saw why they went out. And I'm not talking about that, but you look at that first drive, the competency, the level of professionalism, the way he went through his reads, right? Second to last drive of the first half. Got right back down there, you score again. Then you open the second half with another big drive. Like, we haven't seen that team look like that offensively over a prolonged period. And so what happens is, you are right. Carson Wentz in this matchup has a better matchup than Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
What happens when Carson Wentz plays well this week?
Yeah.
What happens when the offense looks good again this week? What happens when they win again this week? We have to have the conversation of, is it J.J. McCarthy or Carson Wentz going forward?
They're having that conversation in Minnesota. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I think they should. I think it's fair. If
You heard the way they're
Wentz-
talking about it?
I would tell you this. The biggest difference, again, Christian Darrisaw being back mattered, but Carson Wentz got rid of the ball so much faster than JJ. I love JJ. I'm a huge fan of JJ. I think he's got a very bright future. The game was too fast for him for the most part when he was in there. Carson plays well this weekend, and then I think